Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Farming Simulator 22, and we are on Butschern. And I am making every effort to get our bunker silos compacted, cleaned up a little bit. I did finish all of the grass pickup on both fields, so we are good to go there. We got quite a bit of grass. We definitely got more than we did the first round of grass pickup for sure. And you can see here, I grabbed the old John Deere, and it's doing a great job. I also leased two of these compaction rollers. I mean, they were cheap to lease. Here, I'll show you real quick here. Two of these guys. I mean, what is our lease price here? Like 160, well, $400 each, so $800 to lease both of these things, and they are making quick work of it. They did a great job on the other silo. And I'll tell you, there's something with this John Deere, and I'll probably say this and it'll get stuck, but honestly, there is something with this John Deere and these compaction rollers. This thing does not want to quit. It just goes over things. It doesn't care what kind of gaps or hills or what there is. It just says, forget it. It kicks it into a lower gear and grunts its way through. It's actually quite satisfying, if I'm being honest, just to watch it get the job done. The motor sound is kind of nice too, if I'm being honest. Let's see if we can get this on the edge here. I might be fully compacted. Yeah, we are. So if we're fully compacted, my understanding is you're not going to get it really any smoother, correct? You can see I've got quite a bit of grass laying on the outside there. So I'm thinking we might end up getting another tool here and scooping some of this grass that's on the outside. Yeah, I don't know that this is doing anything now that it's all compacted. Maybe I think these are just gonna be the way they are. I got the other one a little bit smoother, as you can see. Oh, I think I finally got him stuck. I got up against the edge just a little bit too much, I think. But yeah, he's just doesn't care. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. All right, let's lift these up. And I don't want to send them back quite yet because we might end up using these again, because all this stuff that's on the outside here, I kind of want to clean up. Now, we don't have anything to do that with, so take a look here at the levelers. I'm thinking if these, I don't know if any of these work with just, well, we do have a front loader. These don't look like, I can't tell if these are, do they say if they're supposed to go? This tool can be used to load goods on your trailers. It doesn't say what they combine with. I don't know if we can use that for, I'm looking for something, yeah, definitely not that. What does that combine with? Ah, oh, wait a minute. Um, oh man. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Um, Yeah, you know what we're going to do here, right? Because why not? Choice of headlights. We really don't have to worry about much of anything other than if we can get, let's see here, the bulldozer equipment. We're going to want that. No engine selections, it looks like. Extinguisher, headlights. Okay, let me do this. So, yeah. Let's set our delivery point there. Let's get our John Deere out of the way. We'll park them in the poop box. Yeah, sorry. How you girls doing? Excellent. So we're going to do some Butschern, and then we're going to head over to Kubota Farms, and we are going to do some work over on Kubota Farms. So we're going to do another doubleheader Saturday morning episode here. Thank you all for joining me. I do appreciate it. I hope you all enjoy the double headers. I don't do them every Saturday, but I get inspired every once in a while, and it's like, yeah, that sounds like fun. Let's just do a little bit of work on both maps. So we're going to want to grab this. Sidewalls, sure. Oh, I didn't want to do that. How much did I just buy that for? 1,500? Ah, we'll sell it. I screwed up. I wanted to lease that. But that's okay. We want a combination of this thing. You know what? I actually really like this color combination. This off-white. What are they calling that? They're calling it white, but it's that kind of that creamy white. I actually really kind of like that. I just want to see what this orange jobbers are doing. Yeah. Nah, let's go back to the whoops, let's go back to that white. Main color blue. Oh, that's a bit much for me. Yeah, that's not bad. We changed that though. All right. Stop messing around, Brad. Let's just do that. We do need to add the I'm assuming the bulldozer equipment add-on. So we're going to lease this for $487. Why? Because we can. I haven't used this thing yet. I grabbed it and played around with it a little bit and haven't even thought much about it since then. And it's such a nice model. And of course the classic cucaracha horn. All right, let's see if we can get this done. Oh, it's even got the tire squeak. That's kind of nice. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. It's got good animations too on the inside for controls. Oh, this thing's... Man, it's weird getting onto tracks like this when you're used to tires. Alright, so mouse to lower and raise the bulldozer. Boy, I should have used this to begin with when I was doing the leveling. Now, let's see, my goal is to simply get this grass, and this may be not the best way to do it. I have no idea. I've usually used forks. Oh, yeah. Oh, she's stuck already, though. But look at how clean that made that. I think I like this little guy, and it's cheap for what you get. This is definitely going to be an addition on my next map. I mean, this combination is what, like $8,000 if you buy it? So you've got $1,500 for the shovel. And like, yeah, this is like $9,000. And I don't know how much more you can add to it if you fully, you know, you can put it, who wants the cover though? It's better without the cover, right? I wonder if the counterweight would have worked. See, I left the counterweight off because sometimes the counterweights get in the way of the attachers, but I think, oh, see, I should have left the counterweight. I should have got it with the counterweight. Oh well. So yeah, for like $9 grand. And I bet this thing will do a better job dealing with bunker silos and flattening them than a lot of other tools. Oh yeah, it's just making easy work out of getting this. Man, I gotta get used to this steering though, it's weird. I love this thing though. This thing is great. This might be the funnest thing I've used in a long time. Oh, yeah. Talk about cleaning house. I don't know. I'm curious if we leave this... Sometimes these things aren't... If we leave it off the ground a little bit, does it still push, or... It pushes some. It's actually a little bit easier because it gives, yeah, I think I actually kind of like the, put it down a little bit here. Oh, goodness. Wow, I'm impressed. I mean, I honestly was not expecting it to make quite as easy job out of this stuff as it is. It's got good sounds, it's got good animations. It's inexpensive. I don't know what the I'm curious, and before we return it, I want to look at the dirt map on it and see what it looks like when it's fully dirty and paint chipped. I'm curious to see what this thing looks like worn out. I'm not going to worry about a spotless job on this thing. I just want to get the far majority, but to be honest with you, it's doing a really nice job. Easy enough to where we can make this look pretty darn clean. It really does have good details too. I'm really kind of surprised. You know, there's just so many mods, and you download all these mods, and at least I download a bunch of mods, and a lot of times I just forget about them. I forget that I got them. And then when I need something, I find them, like this guy. And I'm actually kind of surprised I even enabled him for this map. I must have saw him in my mods list and thought, maybe, you know. But I'm glad I did because I like him. Can we reverse stuff out? No, you can't. That's a shame. It'd be nice to be able to reverse, like pull product, but it looks like you can only push it, and that stuff there in the corner is just gonna have to stay. It is what it is. This stuff here we could probably do just a little bit more of. Okay, he's getting caught on that lip. We'll do one more little sweep and then we'll go to the other side. I didn't catch his weight. I'm not sure how heavy this thing is, but I'm assuming... What is the weight on this thing? Because I'm assuming it might make a really good compact or two, and I think it's easiest to find if I just... oh, now I lost my... There we go. It's probably easiest just to find if I use my leveler or combinations. Does it give a weight? 430 liters, 7 tons. Okay. And this thing is 750 kilos. So what, close to 8 tons altogether? That's actually pretty darn good. Let's lift this up all the way. Oh, yeah. Okay. I get that. Nice. Let's see if we can get this thing cleaned up on this side too. Down pretty good there. Wrong way, Brad. Would have taken that fence out a long time ago. You know, it almost looks like some of this material is maybe compacted. I don't know. Let's see if it'll move any of this. Oh yeah, I just didn't have it down. I just didn't have the blade down far enough. Oh man, yeah, I couldn't be happier with the job this thing is doing, for sure. It seems like it just takes care of business. And it's got plenty of power. It doesn't feel like it's struggling or laboring at all to do what you want it to do. Instead, that stuff is just freaking out. Good deal. Let's see if we can get this cleaned up a little bit over here. Do I have? I might have a little bit of room just for fun. I don't know, the fence. Yeah, that fence is right buried in there, so I think we're just gonna leave that. Again, not too worried about every last little ounce, but getting this major stuff back in the bunker is really handy. All right, let's see what our compaction levels look like. So if I put this, oh yeah, okay. Let's get rid of this here. We're no doubt going to be compacted. But I was kind of thinking it'd be nice to be able to get it smoothed out a little bit, but I might make it worse. I don't mind that. As long as it's compacted, we can definitely get this stuff out of here. I bet if I go the other way, yeah, okay. Oh man, that deer. Did you guys see that deer just run through our shed, right through the wall? Major header. Alright, let's push you this way. Oh, don't get stuck there. Oh, there we go. There we go. Look at that. Just making room. Oh, I wish I would have had this thing when I was loading the bunker silos. This thing will push your tractor if it gets stuck. It'll plow away for it if you want to flatten some stuff out. Let's see if I can get this Oh, baby, come on. You can do it. Yeah. Oh, for sure. I think if I wanted to work on this, you know, I think if you wanted to make it perfect, you most certainly could after a while. Moving this product is, it's kind of weird in these bunker silos, though, just moving it around. Let's get this thing fully compacted, because ultimately, at the end of the day, that's what we want it to be. All right, so that's 100%. And what about our other one? We probably need to do a little more compacting on this one. We do indeed. $98. Maybe I need to grab the John Deere 99. One more turn, and we should have 100 on both, I think. We can cover these things up and get them fermenting. Very good. Well, I'm extremely satisfied. Oh, nice. It's got the wind down, too. Yeah, I'm really happy with this thing. Very, very cool. Oh, I think we are getting some wear on the blade now, too. Nice. Let's take a quick peek at what this thing looks like before we return the leased equipment. Let's abuse it a little bit. I think you can go into... Oh, where is it at? Play vehicles. Dirt, wear, damage, all. Well, we need dirt, and we're going to set it to 100%. And we want wear at 100%. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Look at all that paint missing now on the blade and on the arms of the blade. Oh, the engine looks like it's definitely been through some mud. Yeah, that's got a good dirt map on it, too. That looks really good. Yep, this thing's going to be joining me for sure on some other maps. No doubt. Perfect. All right, well, it's not pretty. This is about the ugliest silo I've done, to be honest with you. I at least usually try to get it like this, but this thing got a little out of hand. We could fix it, but there's not really a point to doing that. We're just going to ferment it and end up collecting it and selling it anyways. So let's go ahead and let's cover the silo. And let's go ahead and cover this one. And let's get them fermenting. Oh, I pushed a little bit more out there, but that's all right. Yeah, very good. And that's really all that I wanted to accomplish here on this episode of Butschern, since we're going to be doing a split and going over to Kubota. I just wanted to get our bunker silos taken care of, and that'll allow us to move on April to May. Yep, we need to get to June. I think we've got some barley that we're going to be harvesting. I know that in July we're going to be doing quite a bit of harvesting as well. We do have a weeding contract, but I'm not too worried about that. It's kind of small pittance for now. Maybe we'll get some slightly larger contracts in the next couple months. But hey, thanks oh my goodness. You know what? I told myself I could have swore that we had one of these rollers, but I thought we had leased it, and I don't know why I just was not paying attention. And it's sitting right here. Like, what is that? 6 feet from the bunker silo? Right there. Oh, well. They're cheap to lease, so I guess I didn't hurt us too bad, but What was I thinking? Well, let's return these because we don't need them. So we can return that one. And we can return that one. So the John Deere doesn't have to sit there with those things on its hydraulics. Well, I hate to return this thing. I feel like this is just so much fun. You know what? Maybe let's just keep it until we get these bunkers cleaned out. Maybe it'll come in handy. Who knows? We'll find a reason to use it. I love this thing. All right, everyone. That's it for Butschern. Let's head over to Kubota Farms and see what's going on there. Well, hello, everyone. Welcome back to Kubota Farm on East Vineland, New Jersey, and the second half of our Saturday morning doubleheader. We just left Butschern, finishing up our bunker silos, and we are here on Kubota Farm, and I have moved us forward to March and been dealing with the Hardy Boys and the mystery of the disappearing contracts. I don't understand what's going on with our contract system here. I don't get it. But anyways, these have stuck around a while. I launched into March. We had so many contracts. I mean, I bet there were 30, 40 contracts, and I nabbed a couple as quick as I could, and then some started disappearing. And but we've got a couple contracts we can do, and they're both reasonably paying. This one here, we've got a sewing contract over on Field 11 that we're going to take care of later. But I wanted to start with this one. This is I haven't done a manure spread contract in quite a while, and I thought this might be a little bit interesting. The good news is we do have GPS, so it's going to make my life a little bit easier. The other good news is, well, I don't know if it's good news, but I made it good news, is we don't have enough manure to cover this contract. So what I did was I went up to the animal dealer. I'm just looking at, oh, because I set my store delivery there. We'll have to clear that out. So if we go to the animal dealer, we set this up. The buyable manure heap, our wheelbarrow in this case. And this is where we're going to be buying our manure from. I thought it was quite fitting that it be right here at the animal dealership. They probably would have excess manure from all the animals they're storing. I think they're storing. So this is where we're going to come buy our manure. It's not the most conveniently located because it is kind of on the other side of the field, our map, but it's easy to get to. We've got clearance to come through and sneak through all these fields. There's a decent pathway there. I did figure out the costs, and manure for this field's going to run us about $3 grand. So it is going to bite into our profits a little bit, but I think it's still worth doing, and it's kind of fun. So I think we should just go for it. We do have, let's see here. We do have GPS, which is going to make things a little bit nicer for us. I have a feeling my lines are turned off because I don't see anything. There we go. And which way? We need to scoot the lines over to the right and get these things lined up a little bit better so we can lock into that. That looks decent. And let's get spreading. You first need to unfold. Brad, what are you doing, buddy? Back the bus up. Take 2. Yeah, I know. I know. Oh, that's satisfying. That's the other reason I wanted to do it. I find spreading manure to be oddly satisfying. And what's nice about it is it's the visuals without the smell. So that's a bonus right there. So happy Saturday morning again. I hope everybody is looking forward to and has good plans for the weekend. I know for me it's going to be rest. I really feel like I need to catch up on some sleep and get charged up for the following week. This week was kind of long, but good. I like watching this. If I remember, I might throw the Dusty Lands mod on this map for us, and maybe we'll try out the Dusty Lands mod, maybe add a bit more. But look at the steam coming. Yeah, the steam coming off of that bad boy. Imagine the bouquet of aromas that would be coming out of there. I would keep all the windows closed in the tractor. Yeah, for sure. And you know, it's times like this when the sorry, I know the neighbors are gonna love getting some poop on their grass. Hey, it'll green up their lawns for them, right? But this is where the field calculator mod does come in handy, very handy, when you're planning these kinds of things, because I could look right on the field calculator mod and see how close I am. So if we look on the field calculator mod, you all might be familiar with this, but we're doing field 110 and we go over to manure, and this shows us exactly how much manure the field would need. Now, obviously, based on how I do and how accurate I am, but also on the fact that it's a contract, so we won't need quite this much to complete it. That being said, money-wise, it was kind of easy to figure out what kind of investment we were going to need in poop to be able to get this field finished up. And you don't have to, and you're not accounting for, since we borrowed the equipment, you don't have to account for gas, you don't have to account for wear and tear or any of that kind of stuff. You're basically paying for borrowing the equipment. That's got a good throw to it, doesn't it? And for the manure. And we're getting a pretty good deal over at the animal dealer. So I thought, you know what? Haven't done a manure contract in a long time. Something different. We make a few bucks off of it. Why not? I think we're going to need about... I think I figured we were going to need 1, 2, 3... We might get away with 4 trailer loads of manure to get this job done. I'm thinking 4 trailer loads, roughly. I forget when I did the calculations where exactly we were going to be at, but... Oh, no, going the wrong way with the cruise control there. And it's kind of nice. We don't have to worry about taking the roads. We can take these side paths pretty much all the way back and forth to the animal dealer. Saves us a ton of time than to deal with the road networks. Sneak across that road. Probably should have gone right that time, but that's all right. This is kind of the only place where we're kind of not on a good path, but otherwise we've got pretty good egress all the way across back to the animal dealer. I was trying to figure out a good way to get the manure. I don't know if you have any better ideas. You know, hired help will buy it for you, but I didn't want to use hired help and have them buying it. I don't know what kind of price they're going to charge me for... I suppose I should fold that up. What kind of price they're going to charge for manure. I have no idea, actually. So I thought it would be safest just for us to set up our own buy point and do it that way. I also finally figured out what I was why I was having braking problems for a while. I've been having braking problems, and I just have not gotten. I just couldn't think of why. I would crank down on my brake pedal, and I just wasn't getting good braking from any of my tractors or trucks or anything. And then I was looking at the my Logitech configuration in game, not in the Logitech hub, G hub, worthless, but in the in game setup. And for some reason, I had all of the sensitivities. So $755. I had all of the sensitivities down to 75%. So my steering wheel, my brake, my gas, my clutch were all set to 75% sensitivity. I don't know why I did that. I think I remember doing it thinking something obviously wrong. Let's get that. There we go. I was gonna say, why is my cruise control so low? Yeah, and thinking I must have had some reason to do it, I hope, but whatever it was wrong. So you don't know necessarily which axis is which, so you kind of have to guess sometimes with that, but I just bumped them all up, and voila, go figure. My braking has returned in the game, and it's so nice. I think I have had that set wrong probably almost since I first started playing FS22, or close to it. Because I've had that changed for quite a while, and I've got in the Logitech G Hub, I've got my sensitivity jacked up all the way to 100%, and it just wasn't helping much. And I left it at that, and I thought, well, it is what it is. But it sure is nice to have braking back. That is for sure. I can't tell you how frustrating it was sometimes to, you know, especially when you've got a full trailer load of stuff and you're wanting to stop and you can't. So, yeah, pro tip. Don't mess around with the in-game sensitivity settings, or if you do mess around with them the right way, not the wrong way. Oh my. Well, this isn't going to be a very long episode, just because we're splitting it with Butschern. But let's get this trailer knocked out and see how far we get on our contract, and that should give us a pretty good idea on how much more manure we're going to have to purchase. Looks like this is going to be a good potato field. And actually, I'm kind of surprised with it being a contract on potatoes that we don't have row crop tires, right? Kind of thought that would be something they would do, the game would do, but hey, if it doesn't care, I'm not going to care. But I'm pretty sure you're supposed to use row crops on potatoes, if I'm not mistaken. And maybe it's because I have crop destruction turned off. I don't know if the game looks at that and says, you know, oh, he's got crop destruction turned off, so we're not going to worry about what kind of tires he's using. I don't know if it's that smart to think that way or not, but that's all good. All right, let's get lined up for another pass. Oh, it's so satisfying watching that manure get spread like that. This makes me want to get a good map going with a really large cattle operation. both beef and dairy cattle. And I really would like to be more self-sustained on fertilizer using slurry and manure, and get the pumps and hoses mod going. I've got an itch to do that. Is my weight down? It is, isn't it? I just noticed that. That might explain why I was having some weird slowness on my travels back and forth to the animal dealer. Maybe that thing was dragging a bit. We're making pretty good headroom, or pretty good time with this headway with this slurry spread. I actually think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be 4 trailers. I'm going to try and... I think what we'll do is, instead of getting just that little extra spot there, I don't want to knock you down, Mr. Sign. Let's do that, because as far as contracts goes, we're probably not going to have to worry about that. May not have to worry about it, that is. So yeah, that's kind of my, I guess if I'm looking ahead on what, sorry if I'm moving the mouse around too much. I try to be conscious of that. I know it gets annoying if you're watching somebody play and they move the mouse around a lot. I will try to avoid doing that as much. But yeah, I'm getting I'm getting that itch for a nice beef cattle map, dairy cattle and beef cattle, and setting up with building that up, getting a lot of manure and slurry, and being able to maybe do some sugar beets, potatoes, that kind of farming. That's where my thinking is right now, but we'll see if that sticks with me. Let's head back to the animal dealer here real quick, get another trailer load, and we'll be calling this episode of Butschern another one in the books. With these double headers, I don't normally count them as full episodes. They're kind of a, I think on Kubota we're on 43. So this will be kind of like 43B, you know, kind of thing. But might look at doing a Sunday morning episode as well. Kind of want to talk to you a little bit about my experience lately with NVIDIA drivers. And if you look up in the right hand corner, variable refresh rate and fixed refresh rate. I don't know how many of you are kind of into that kind of stuff, but I kind of want to talk to y'all about some of my findings with that and my experience that I had recently with using DDU, device driver uninstaller, which is it's a device driver uninstaller for graphics cards and audio drivers. So graphics and audio drivers. And it's supposed to basically do a much better job uninstalling and completely removing your graphics card drivers or audio drivers, both AMD and NVIDIA, whichever you have. And I messed around with that the other day, and I'll maybe fill you in on some of that experience that took place and my results from that. The game's been running quite well. You know, I think I've got decent enough hardware. If at this point, if I'm kind of lacking somewhere, maybe in the CPU side, since I have upgraded my graphics card, um, I kind of feel like maybe my Ryzen 7 3700 might be a little bit of a bottleneck. I don't think it's not a dramatic bottleneck, but I think there is a little bit of a bottleneck there. So I'm keeping an eye open on. I have some room on or some upgrade potential on my X570 motherboard to bump that CPU up. Kind of keeping an eye on prices because they should be coming down with this Ryzen, this next series of Ryzen processors coming out. Might be seeing some better pricing on their current Zen 3 processors, but I get geeky about that kind of stuff. I really enjoy the hardware side of things quite a bit. I thought it was kind of entertaining. I came across a video of a guy who bought a what basically amounted to be an Xbox One graphics card. So it wasn't directly taken out of an Xbox One, but it was the same card that's used in an Xbox One, basically, if that makes sense. Only, you know, the Xbox One isn't going to use the same form factor as what a PC would use. It's an AMD Radeon card of some sort. I forget what model it was. He got it on the cheap on eBay. I think it was like 30 pounds, which for us is probably about 50 bucks, maybe close to 60 bucks. And he did some benchmarking on it to see how well it ran on a PC, you know, to kind of see how good it by today's standards. And he was surprised, and I was as well surprised at generally the performance he got out of it. It was not bad. 1080p gaming overall was pretty solid. A little low on the FPS, but overall not too bad. It was kind of fun to watch. I've thought about that before, like if you can get how much you can imitate the console hardware on a PC, and in particular with Microsoft, more than Sony. I think you're able to do that. I think Sony might use, I could be wrong there, but I think PlayStation uses a bit more possibly proprietary, in some regards, proprietary hardware more so than Microsoft. Which kind of makes sense, because I think the Xbox Series X, even the Xbox One, they've both, you know, they've used what amounts to be a form of Windows, a stripped down, unbloated form of Windows that we would all love to see on our computers. But it seems like with every version of Windows, we seem to get a little more bloat and a little more stuff that we just don't want. You know, we want a clean OS so that it stays out of the way. Your operating system should just stay out of the way. It should be there in the background as a bottom layer. Other than that, it should really just stay out of the way. Provide some security protection, keep us safe. But other than that, you know, I don't need stinking clip. What is that? Clip chimp or chimp clip or whatever that stupid video software is. Clip monkey. I don't know what it's called. It's something like that. And I saw that on when I installed Windows 11. I was looking at the applications that came along with it, and I saw that thing, and I'm like, what is clip chimp or monkey or whatever it's called? It's like, why are you installing that? Why on my computer? Why is that part of my operating system? Microsoft, have you forgotten what an operating system is? Oh boy. Don't get me started. Actually, I guess I did get started, but all right, I got to wrap this one up. Otherwise, it's going to get late and this episode's going to get super long. But hey, everyone, thanks for joining me here on Kubota Farms in East Vineland, New Jersey. I really do appreciate it once again. I'm going to go ahead and probably finish up this manure deal, and let's see how much we actually end up making from this thing. I know it won't be a loss. I'm hoping we make a few bucks from it. And then when we get back together again, we've got another contract. We've got a seeding contract that is waiting for us. And we'll see what else we can get into trouble with. So, hey, y'all take care of yourselves. More importantly, take care of each other. We're empty. And I will see you guys again real soon. Bye for now.